It's lights out and away we go.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the GT UK F1 podcast. Joined by Alan.
Hello.
And David.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
So, Qatar.
Sounds like something you've cleaned off your teeth.
It could have been an interesting weekend, put it that way.
It was an interesting weekend and it set things up beautifully for going forward.
Yes, but it was supposed to be all this weekend was supposed to be, Lando could have, could win his first ever drivers' championship and
Woulda, shoulda.
And yeah. So usual deal is obviously nobody caught practice. But others only caught highlights of stuff.
Yeah, I only caught the race. Just unfortunately my life had one of those weekends where...
Your life always has one of them weekends. But...
Tell me about it.
Yeah, but you're the one that's adding to the demographic that's making Domenicali want to fucking shorten shit.
Told you, make every weekend a sprint weekend.
No, because then we get the bollocks that I'm going to allude to pretty soon.
But don't get him on a soapbox just yet.
Too fucking late for that because of what I'm starting with. And you guys probably know what I'm starting with here. Is who in their right mind thinks it's right to turn around to an 18-year-old and give them death threats? You know what I mean?
By that silence, no one.
Yeah, I think you're in a small demographic who agree on doing it. And to those, if you are one of those who are doing it, please, for God's sake, take a look at yourself. That's all we'll say. Especially over something that in no way affected you directly.
No. I know it's a bit foreshadowing to later on, but...
I think it was actually important to get that out of that said earlier. Actually.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Because... I'm sorry, but I'm going to bring this up. It's going back to Abu Dhabi 2021 again. When the two fan groups clashed over everything.
And
to
haven't
do...
stopped since.
Well, yeah, but it's... I mean, okay.
The thing you had was people heard that radio message and not actually seen what had actually happened properly. Yes, we all saw him go past. And I'll admit, to start off with, it didn't look as if it did look like he just sort of moved out the way a bit. But actually, when you watch the replays, you can see he clearly had a wobble going into the first part of that corner.
Well, it was actually the corner before, wasn't it?
Yeah, which you don't see straight away.
Put him on a bad line for that corner.
And Lando was there to capitalise on it.
But we'll get to that when we hit that point.
But yeah, just...
Yeah. As we say, for those people who think that's the right thing to do, just please leave the sport. We don't need you.
Yeah.
That simple.
Yeah, but it's not the first time we've seen death threats within this sport. Is it?
No, but I'd love to think it'd be the last.
It's not going to be the last. Can't see it being the last. It's just a minority of people that
all-minded.
Enjoy getting a kick out of causing others distress. I mean, because obviously he's a class as a world-class athlete, but I still think that's going to linger in his mind.
It's keyboard warriors.
I know it's keyboard warriors.
That's all they are. It's keyboard warriors. And the media doesn't help with these sort of situations.
Oh no, the media have never helped stuff like that.
But it's like... As well, I know Red Bull have come out and issued statements over it. And then...
they've apologised.
Yeah. They kind of didn't have to. But it's it's just
yeah.
Red Bull regret abuse Antonelli has faced after clearly incorrect claims. That's what that is.
Yep.
You get it. Okay, you get it in football. I know that. You've seen it happen in football. I know this is a completely different thing, but it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen anywhere.
Correct.
Just, if you didn't, like we say, if you didn't see it, shut the fuck up, basically. Go back and hide under your rock. If you didn't watch the race, all right, enough said. Let's move forward. I mean, I'm just having a look, obviously, through the practice 1 results. Was it just me, or did Oscar have something to prove? This entire weekend, did Oscar have something to prove?
I think we almost saw a little bit of the return of the Oscar we had a few races ago.
Yeah.
It was like he seemed to be on form right from the get-go, wasn't it? I mean, he basically led every session.
Yeah. I mean, Sainz is that Williams it's going to be a shame because it's weird that Williams is now looking quite strong, even in practice.
It's a little pocket rocket.
Oh yeah, and let's be honest, this is always a good sign because if they can get the car right next year with these new engines, hopefully they can come out of the blocks fighting.
Yeah,
let's hope so. Now, did anybody watch any of the notebooks?
No,
I didn't. I'm afraid. No.
Because apparently Ted kind of confirmed a driver lineup somewhere, and I don't know where.
Red Bull.
Oh, right.
What did he confirm?
What has he confirmed?
From what I've seen, because I think I know what you're on about, apparently Hadjar is going to be Max's team partner. Mate.
Fuck's sake. We knew it was going to happen, but
there's been no official. But the thing is, like, what you see on social media doesn't mean that's actually going to happen.
No, I know.
And I think some of it's been taken out of context.
Oh yeah, no, I would agree with that.
So yeah, because I think they're the only team.
Racing Bulls,
Racing Bulls, and Red Bull, the only teams left to confirm the drive lineup next year.
Yeah.
So Red Bull and Red Bull B, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing been. Now. Interesting dilemma. Interesting question. Quickly before. Obviously, while we're talking about practice, do you think the way McLaren have been with Oscar this season, do you think he'll stay?
He's
already confirmed, didn't he?
Yeah, he's already confirmed. So yeah, of course he'll stay. He's already confirmed next year.
After the end of next year.
It's hard to tell. You don't. Come next year, he can have a better season. You don't. It's that whole. We can sit there and speculate now, but until we cut to next year, you're never going to know.
Until we come to testing.
Yeah. That's it. You don't know where better options might be.
Well, there isn't really, is there?
That's what I'm saying, and I mean, you never know. Next year, new set of rules. You never know how things are going to go, but it's I don't know what his contract is. I'd have to look that up.
If
Whether
it's
it's just
available.
next year, whether it's a multi-year deal.
I thought he had a multi-year deal. I could be wrong, but I thought he had a multi-year deal.
I mean, I don't know if you.
It's the end of 2027.
So he's got 2 years left. Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean another team can't say, right, okay, we'll pay out your last year of your contract if you come join us now.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, looking at practice, I know you never take practice as the gospel truth, but in ways I'm going to say this is going to hurt somebody. But in ways we kind of can say that practice for Ferrari was a little bit of gospel truth.
Well, no, because Hamilton did.
Ferrari,
They had no fucking pace this weekend.
No, they didn't. Not at all. Charles had the better result out of the two.
Charles had the better results all the way through, and Charles is doing so better now.
Oh, yeah.
But why is Hamilton... I don't understand why Hamilton is struggling as much as he is.
We may never know.
Because you had Sainz in that car, didn't you? That was the car that Sainz drove, yeah?
Yeah.
As I said last week, Sainz is still the last winner for Ferrari.
And but look at what Sainz could do with that Ferrari. Hamilton's Ferrari. Why is Hamilton struggling? And to be honest...
He seems so sort of defeated as well when you hear him talking about it.
Yeah, well,
You did have to quali.
I do wonder though if half of not the defeatist attitude, but the not saying much is because of what Matey Boys come out and said as well.
I think he's biting his tongue. He's not.
Yeah.
He's literally giving one-word answers.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because of what John Elkins come out and said to them both. Because Charles, when they interviewed Charles, he wasn't talkative that much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's a bit of a, not really going to say much. Why? Why have to do that to your drivers? Because inevitably, yes, they've signed contracts, but they could just say, well, fuck you, go and get 2 new drivers. They could walk away.
They could, but then you could sit there and say, okay, we'll get 2 Rickies in. Where those 2 going to go?
They'll go.
Yeah,
they'd go elsewhere. I'm sure Hamilton's got enough on his plate to put himself elsewhere out of F1.
I would say he would be out of F1. I don't think he would be.
No, that's what I mean. Out of F1. Them basically go out of F1. Both of them. If that's the case of the way Ferrari's been. No, I know they don't want to. But I still think if Hamilton doesn't have a good season next year, I think he's gone. I think in his mind, that's it. I think he'll walk from F1 completely.
I can believe it.
Thing is, I already said that he wants to see the 2026 season through, because then that way he's part of the new rules and regulations for the new car. He wants to see that season in, and then that'll be him done.
No, I mean, I know one replacement if one of the drivers left, and that would be Ollie Behrman,
who is doing all right at the moment in the Haas. Whether he's quite ready for the big leagues yet?
Look, the problem is, look how he was when he stepped up.
Yeah, but that's
that's one race.
2.
Yeah, but one race was for Ferrari, the other one was for Haas.
Every driver can have one good race.
Yeah, Nick De Vries. Who else was the other
Right,
one?
Yeah, but look at Colin Pinto when he was driving for Williams. He had a couple of good races. Now look at him.
Alpine have given up.
When he wrote for Williams, he spent most of the time bouncing off the walls.
No, start off with he did have a couple of good races.
Yeah, but Alpine have given up their development of the car, and that's been publicly stated. That's why the Alpine's as shit as it is. Even though we say it's as shit as it is, friggin' Gasly, he's just wringing the fucking neck out of it.
I mean, you look at sprint qualifying, and you had the two Alpines last.
Well, it's
Hamilton just in front.
No, sprint quali ended up. Oh, sorry, yeah, I did put on the wrong page. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the two Alpines.
I had
From
three
Hamilton,
patches,
from
yeah.
Lawson. Now, that's a rare drop. As much as Chris hates to hear me say this, that's a rare dip for him lately.
It
Oh,
has
what a
been.
shame.
I'll admit that. He's actually, you know what? Since he's been in that racing ball, he's actually been a better driver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not. I think Hadjar's been the stronger of the two, but
Oh,
they've both
definitely.
reliably outperformed Yuki.
Apart from in sprint quali,
Apart from, this is a rare one-off. I mean,
yeah,
foreshadowing regular race went back to usual business.
yeah, but the problem is Yuki even managed to beat Max.
Yeah.
In sprint quali.
I'd like to practice for. So I think for next week for Qatar, they'll have Yuki qualify well and just wipe the two McLarens out on the first corner. He'll be a Bottas bowling.
Yeah.
He'll have a big bonus in his paycheck for that, wouldn't he?
Could you imagine if that happened? Can you imagine the fallout we'll get from that?
What? Fucking Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, he manages to just get it wrong and just like, not deliberately, but he manages to just get it wrong and just wipe both out.
That would be major.
It'd be what? Yeah, but he'd be walking. He'd be walking out of Abu Dhabi and possibly where whatever other team he ends up with a fucking. He'll be a Bottas here, won't he? He'll be fucking 5 grid place or 10 place grid penalties or whatever.
He won't be walking out. I don't think he'll walk out of Abu Dhabi if he did that.
No, there'd be fucking security all around him. Tell you that.
Well, they wouldn't be able to see him anyway. Security would be taller than him. Be head down somewhere, wouldn't he?
You just had to, didn't you? Be nice to Yuki. Come on.
They'd be literally towering over him.
Come on, don't stoop that low.
I'm not. I'm just going Yuki low.
That sounds like some kind of Japanese TV show.
And the problem is it never happened. But yeah, I like to apologise to Jenson Button now because he really does get along well with Yuki. So don't come at us, Jenson. Jesus.
I like Yuki. Yuki's.
Nothing but respect for him.
Yeah, you can hear the passion when he's on that radio, and then he gets told off anyway because he's too passionate with his language. But he's come a long way.
Oh, but Yuki was a little bit of a hothead at first, and then he calmed when he was in the racing bulls, and now he's got a bit hot-headed again.
The pressure of that second Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's a destroyer, we know that.
Because if Hadjar does end up in there, it's going to do the exact same thing to him.
Well, we hope not, but unfortunately.
Tell you one driver who's come on really well this week, who had a really good weekend actually, especially quick qualifying, was Alonso.
What, sprint quali?
Yeah, Aston Martin.
Alonso's had strong weekends all season. He's still got the ability to sort it
Hustle
out when
it.
he needs to. Yeah.
Unlike Stroll. I'm sorry, but if Adrian,
come on, you. He wants you in charge. First job.
If
Kick him back doing DPD deliveries or something.
If Adrian Newey keeps Stroll, I'd be very surprised.
I think the problem you've got at the moment is
Yuki. Because of Honda next year.
Yeah, but the problem you've got at the moment is, obviously, Lars is signed for next year.
Oh, we already know this.
So
The thing
obviously
is, Lance
they-
doesn't officially have like an end date on his contract, does he? It's
No,
just
he doesn't.
no. Nobody knows Stroll's contract. That's what's annoying.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but he's kind of... don't really want to say it, but he is. He's kind of gatekeeping that seat.
Yeah.
There is a lot of other talent within F2 at the moment that could easily probably fit in that seat.
Oh, yeah.
Or like I say, get Yuki in there because of Honda's connection
Well, look
to...
how they lost Drugovic because he was waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
And now it's just
Yeah.
He's buggered off to Formula E, I think.
yeah.
Yes.
And was it Ted? I can't remember if it was after one. It could have been one of the notebooks. I think he was talking to some guy who's starting up an all electric series.
That is Formula E, isn't it?
No. But it's concentrating more on the lower disciplines, like F2, F3 karting. So it's going from like a karting level to F2, F3 sort of thing. But
Right.
apparently what's going to be happening is that they're going to do all America in certain only, because they have two sets of car. They have two cars. One does all the American races, and then one car will do all the European
Right.
races. Won't be the same car, technically.
So I know Formula E's have two cars just because of battery life.
Oh
They
no,
literally have to switch cars.
one
halfway
of
through a
them,
race.
like I say, one of them will be one of them will be for the American side, and then one of America's side of things, and all Asia and all that, and then the other side is going to be for like European. I only caught wind of whatever it was. I wasn't really paying that much attention. I think it was it Hakkinen? Is it Mika Hakkinen?
Could have been. I've heard. This is the first I've heard about this, so I'm sorry I'm being slightly useless.
Yeah, it's news to me because I don't know.
But to try and drag us back onto spring qualifying,
Yes.
it was a little bit of Russell strong session, got into second, split the McLarens.
I know.
Yeah, and I was actually a bit upset with not so much upset, but shocked that one of the Saubers didn't get into SQ3 because they've been strong.
Yeah.
Both the Saubers didn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. At
But,
least
you say not the least. You would have expected at least one of them to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, but maybe that track really. It's weird because that, with the track being a quick track, it doesn't seem to favour all cars. Like, I expected Albon to be better, which is weird because I expected Albon to be better than he was. But yet, Sainz wasn't that far ahead of him. Still managed.
Albon was actually slightly better this weekend. You know, sprint quality, he actually got to SQ3.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, but Carlos still managed to out-qualify him. Not by much.
2 places.
Yeah, but he's still ahead of Charles. Still ahead of Leclerc. But it's just, I just think the shocker for me was a little bit with seeing Hamilton drop out, and then the other shock was actually seeing Alonso up there.
For me, I'm not shocked to see Lewis actually go out in the first part. As much as, yes, I am a Hamilton fan. We know that from previous
We
conversations.
don't hold it against you.
But
Yeah, we do.
I'm not overly shocked that he's actually that low down at the moment.
Like I said, I think there's
The
somebody
way
who
which
isn't a
his
particular fan
season's
of his.
been.
He sounds so defeated whenever he's interviewed or anything these days.
And he does. I mean,
Yeah.
his interview after just normal quote, you can hear it in his voice how defeated he actually is.
Yeah, but the problem is, he looked strong towards the start of the season. And then he obviously the sprint win in China.
Yeah. Then obviously
Ever
the
since...
disqualification. Then the disqualification in China.
Well, that's what I mean. Ever since
Yeah,
that...
double disqualification.
Ever since the double DQ, it's kind of fucked Ferrari up.
Yeah. I think
Obviously,
so far this year, Ferrari seems to have gone backwards, not forwards.
when did Ferrari... I was going to say, when did Ferrari ever go forwards? But... Because strategies from Ferrari have been...
Shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, only beaten by McLaren at this point.
I mean... I also wonder with this weekend, was it a bit of a point to prove that, yeah, we got double disqualified in Vegas, and you know, we sort of raised our cars a bit more, but you know, we came back.
Could you argue? Yeah, could you argue that that's... I would say no, because the car wasn't slow.
Well,
Oh,
we
it
know
wasn't slow, that's for
we know
sure.
it wasn't slow, but just yeah. Now, you said you didn't see the sprint, did you, Alan?
No.
And you only caught
Sadly, I only got highlights.
highlights.
So I'm afraid you're going to have to lead on this
Well,
one.
the problem is, the thing is, I found the sprint more entertaining. I thought there was more action within the sprint
Right.
than the actual main feature. The question is, I'm gonna obviously put to you guys, is were the penalties for Yuki and Antonelli harsh?
I would say no, because it goes down to the old... They're told where the track limits are, and if they exceed them, then they get penalised for it. It's...
I think the problem Kimi had was one minute he's been told he's reached his limit, then he's told he's not, then he's told he is, and then he's told, and it was just...
Oh, there was
Yo-yo.
confusion there. There was confusion there. It was ridiculous.
I didn't catch it. Obviously, I read about it afterwards, and it was just bits and pieces.
Yeah,
But
no.
it was just... It was the same turn 10 that was getting both of them.
Yeah, because when you actually saw a replay of it, you can hardly make out the fucking blue line that is supposed to indicate the track limit. You could hardly see it.
But then again, there's a lot of drivers who didn't get any warnings or anything, to the best of our knowledge. So it clearly was possible to stay on circuit.
Yeah, but obviously when you saw it, they were looking left at the corner. If you know what I mean.
They all know where the track limits are, so therefore they've got to know to go careful on that particular corner. They know where the track limits are, therefore they need to make that be a little bit more cautious themselves. So it's only fair.
That's it, yeah. it's not like some were penalised, some weren't for doing the same thing. The rules were kept consistent, which is something the FA have struggled at in the past.
Well, apart from the whole Antonelli, deleting his lap, reinstating, whatever, they couldn't make their mind up.
Well, the teams have always had the right to appeal.
Yeah.
That's always been a thing, and it always will be a thing, and it's better for it.
Yes, but they didn't. The team didn't appeal. That's the thing. The teams weren't appealing. It was the FIA. It was the stewards or themselves were saying, no, the lap's deleted. No, it's reinstated. No, it's deleted. They couldn't make the fucking mind up whether he had the lap or he didn't have it. So in the end, they decided, right, well, we'll delete it and 5-second penalty him for it. They couldn't make the mind up, which was bizarre to see.
Mm.
And I'm still not a fan, and it's really getting annoying of, oh, well, we'll investigate this after a session, or,
Oh, yeah, that's something we've all argued
that's
against
just
many
so
times.
fucking annoying.
Because that investigation afterwards could actually change the whole grid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get given 3 pace, 5 pace, grid penalty, something like that. And
Well,
it's
it means
just like,
people
well,
didn't
hang
get a
on.
chance to be in sessions they should have been in.
Yeah.
Somebody who might have been in Q3 doesn't suddenly get to be there.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah. They do that a lot. They seem to do that a lot.
Hmm.
And it's just like, look, just make your mind up. It's not a hard decision, really.
Not rocket surgery.
No.
No.
Now, and a point I'll quickly make before I continue with the sprint. And I believe, Jamie Chadwick had a fair point. Or a point was brought up. Do you think these driver stewards should be paid? Do you think it should be a paid role, not a voluntary role?
Yeah.
If you're giving your time, yeah, you can be paid for it.
Yeah, but
I
they're
think,
not.
I think they get their flights and that paid for.
Oh, they get all
That's
their
it.
other expenses, but
Yeah. But that's it.
But of course, it's the FIA being a bit stingy with the money. Really. If you want a full time,
Pay the fireworks bill somehow.
True. If you want, like I say, if you want a full time stewarding body, that should be a paid role, not
No,
voluntary.
But the thing is, to me, it should be
and
it should be one of maybe a number of 2 or 3, but it should be the same ones as far as possible.
and it usually is, but it should consist of ex-racing drivers.
Correct.
But then not, bring Johnny Herbert back. That's all I'm going to fucking say.
Right,
So-
back to sprint.
Yeah. I mean, it had plenty of action. Obviously, we had the 2 Alpines towards the back. Aston Martin decided that they were going to... Oh, no, was it? Yeah, no, Stroll had his usual kerfuffle. Hamilton really didn't make up that much ground, which was a little bit weird. Actually, he didn't make any fucking ground up, to be honest.
No, he didn't.
He didn't make no ground up. But
Oh, Bortoletto did.
oh, we know Gabby Bortoletto did. And that was the thing. The weird thing was, even Leclerc didn't. Leclerc lost.
Alright.
considering, you know, he was ninth in quali and he finished in 13th. It's just like, yeah, how can Ferrari be that bad?
It's Ferrari.
Yeah.
It comes with the beautiful red car and the.
Yeah.
I mean, to get outdone by Ollie Behrman in a Haas,
Ben was defending beautifully.
which is a Ferrari engine, I do believe.
Yep, they are.
Yeah, I think it's a customer car.
Yep.
You know, it's as insult to injury. I mean, be the same with Ocon, obviously getting higher than Lewis.
Yeah. But what would have been better if Behrman had got Bortoletto? Because then it would have been the exact same thing. A Haas, a Sauber, and then a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, got to give it to Alonso. Like, yeah, it's only 2 points, but
Every point counts.
oh, we know.
Especially in some of them lower echelons where you're fighting over, the teams are fighting over big prize money.
Yeah.
Well, Williams have confirmed themselves fifth, anyways. But yeah, I mean, even like Sainz, even in the Williams, he didn't have a particularly good one, but he still stuck it. Neither did Albon, but they stuck it. Yuki was a case of, yeah, I'm just going to let Max past.
He was always going to. He was always going to.
Weren't going to argue. But Yuki, you know, he still managed to not get caught. And technically he did, actually. Because Antonelli had the 5-second penalty. Because Antonelli was...
Well, they both did, so it made no difference. They sort of cancelled each other out.
Well, yeah. But, you know, fair play to Oscar. Was on it. And did a max. And disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean... Russell... That's the thing. Russell's done well. This entire season.
Oh, yeah, of course he has.
Apart from when...
He was still in the championship hunt until about 2 races ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's despite having, I don't think, won a single race this year. Oh no, he's the other. He's
I thought he won. He's won one.
he might have won one, like he's like it's basically between obviously the three of the top have won 7 apiece, haven't they?
Russell.
Yeah, I think
Russell's won 2.
Place.
That makes sense. The three of the top won 7 apiece. That's 21. Russell's won 2, 23. Number 24 is next weekend.
Yeah, Russell won Canada.
Yeah.
And Singapore. They're the only 2 Russells won.
Yeah. You know, he's had a solid season. To be fair, Kimi Antonelli settled into the season now. I think actually remarkably well.
Yeah, but you always said, no.
He had that blip. He had a blip, but he come back.
No, and I know what I said. I actually stand by what I said. Okay, yeah, it's worked out for him eventually. It's taken its time, but that doesn't mean that the system was right.
But Total must have seen... Yeah, but the problem is Total must have seen something in him to be able to give him the confidence to do it and not stick him in the Williams.
Yeah, but you couldn't win the Williams.
Well, I could have swapped him and Carlos.
Possibly. That's what I don't know if Carlos would have gone to.
It's a drive. I think Carlos would have.
Don't forget Carlos. I'm convinced Carlos is in Williams for the stuff. He wants Williams to do what McLaren have done, and he wants to be at the front of it.
Well, the thing is, Carlos has already said Williams is a project for him.
Yeah.
And that is working as evidence.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, the sprint was, sprint was all right, but it just... No, I'll give them on my overall, won't we? Oh, right, yeah. And I'll move it on to qualifying. And obviously, before we go into qualifying, obviously, Bortoletto had that 5.
Basically guilty for causing a collision last weekend
Yep.
Yes.
and retiring for a chance to serve the penalty.
Smart move.
Well, that was the whole reason why they kept Hamilton out. Was it? Which kind of was 2 or 3 races ago. One because he knew
Yeah.
there was a penalty coming,
Mm.
and they kept him out long enough to serve it, just so they wouldn't have to carry it.
Yep.
Carry it over. So do you want to lead this one?
I
Go on,
only
David.
saw practices. I only saw highlights, so I can't really be. All I've got to go off really is the list in front of me.
Hmm. Well, I'll let you still. You can still lead.
I know I'm leading with. I mean, as I say, obviously Hamilton once again did not make out of Q1 for the second weekend in a row. Was it third
Yep.
at this point?
I think the biggest shock in Q1 would be Yuki. After seeing
After the performance in the sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. After the performance in the sprint, it was almost like normal services resumed.
Yeah.
Have a look.
I mean,
No, it was Brazil. Sorry, Brazil. He got out of Q1, so I think it's been the past 2 weekends that he's
Yeah, I think it was
not.
something like
Yeah, it's been the past 2 that he's. So last weekend and this weekend he didn't make it out of Q1.
that. Right.
Stroll, no surprise there. Colapinto, again, no surprise there.
Albon only just made it out. I've only made it to 15th. You know, probably about usual from this season. We'll say, unfortunately, with Sainz's performance making it look not as.
But the thing is, I wonder what. I kind of wonder what they did to Yuki's car, because he looked good in sprint quali, and then
yeah.
it just dropped. He could have had a better weekend, to be honest. A little bit better of qualifying, could Yuki? If they'd have.
I don't think they did anything to the car as such. I think it's more. I don't know how to word it.
The track.
The track possibly. It's a weird one. Red Bull won't have made big changes to the car between. It's just obviously to do with the distance. But you think it won't affect quality? It's unless they did do something really different, because they are allowed now to change settings between sprint and.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It could have been that. It could have been a number of elements that have come into effect. So it could have been they made a slight little change. It could have been weather, the wind,
Mm.
tire pressures, and they were running them up. They were running the front very, very high.
Yeah.
Well, they were having to, weren't they? That was then
think
they
it
was
was between
mandated
Yeah, I think they're running
25 laps.
28, 29 psi's the fronts low.
Which to anybody who drives a car doesn't sound that high. But
No,
for
it
an F1
doesn't.
car is. I mean, most people's road cars will run at more than that's what it's supposed to. And if you've not checked your tire pressures lately, folks, go and do it now. It's cold out there; it makes a difference.
So yeah, for that sort of, those small little things can just have a massive impact.
Mm.
Try and get the tyres in the right working window, our cars on track. There's so much more that maybe haven't played in his favour.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a shame because, as I said, he had a great sprint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get into obviously going into Q2, like you say, Albon just squeaking through. Bortoletto in Q2.
Behrman, Lawson, Hulkenberg. Probably not overly surprising, other than You know, like I said, because there's a lot of guys around that middle part where it really just depends on the day. 'Cause I don't think there's a massive gap between about 15th and about 7th these days,
No.
if I'm honest. And
But
it just depends, and the difference between them can be so small that one little mistake suddenly puts you back half the grid.
yeah. But it just seems weird how Carlo Pinto doesn't seem to be trying, but like I said, Gasly's just driving the nuts off that car.
I don't think Colapinto isn't trying. I just think Gasly, there's a lot of experience in Gasly, don't forget.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's like,
And don't forget, he has been a race winner.
yeah, Monza.
Yes.
Yeah,
At Monza.
Yeah.
And
a lot of experience there. Monza about 4 years ago at this point.
it was it not long after Anton Hubert died?
I can't remember. It was about 4 years ago. He was driving the Toro Rosso at the time.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
They weren't Toro Rosso.
I'm sure he was. It was Scuderia Toro Rosso.
Were they?
Somebody please feel free to clarify this, but I'm pretty confident on this one.
I'm going to have a look. No, that wasn't 2019.
AlphaTauri.
Yeah, it was the AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. It was the Toro Rosso. I'm not entirely wrong.
Just call it, yeah, but you still call it the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, I
It
can't
was
remember
the
which one it was at the time.
2020 Italian Grand Prix with AlphaTauri.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was that thing that was not. I can't remember if it was the year before or that same year that Anton Hubert died.
I'm not sure on that one.
I remember because Gasly got quite emotional over it. But yeah, I just don't know. The quality was just the usual, apart from the likes of you had even in like Q3, it was like at one point it was like, ooh, Lando had provisional pole. Sure he did. Lando had provisional pole, and then or was it Piastri that had provisional pole? Which one had provisional pole at one point and then got snatched? Wasn't it Lando?
Piastri on pole, so it must have been.
Well, Lando that was in. So Lando had pole originally in Q3, but Piastri then took it because Lando didn't actually do another lap. He aborted a lap and didn't make it back in time.
Yeah, he didn't make it back to the grid or something.
Well, no, I don't quite understand what was going on.
Me and you both.
So it looked as if he started a flying lap,
but then wasn't.
And then it just aborted it.
Yeah, but wasn't it Russell? Wasn't
Russell
there something between him and Russell?
There was a lot of media. Again, media.
No, it was
saying no, hang on. So the media, I was asked George, was talking to George about that apparently Lando has turned around and blamed Russell for him not being able to get pole.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
So Russell actually went over to Lando while Lando was being interviewed.
Right.
And asked him about it.
And he turned around and said, "You listen to media. That's your own choice, basically."
Hmm.
I didn't get a screenshot. I thought I took a screenshot of it. I didn't. So yeah, the media was saying that it was down to Russell that Lando actually aborted his lap.
No,
it actually wasn't.
I wasn't saying that.
Went a bit.
I wasn't meaning that. Because what I saw was Lando started his lap passed Russell, but then slowed down. But then Russell passed him. I think there was some, like, thing on track was what I was getting at between the two.
No, yeah. So I think when Lando backed out of his lap, he slowed down, and Russell then went past him again.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah, but that's what I thought was the cause of him not.
No. There was speculation that Lando had to back off at the beginning anyway before the last bit, before starting his flying run, because Russell was going slow, so he had to try and back off. So therefore, he didn't have this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, it's, well, hang on. He's then started his flying lap, and then I think first, second corner, he's then gone in, he's made a mistake, and he's aborted. Which I don't think he would have got pole, especially after that lap that Piastri put in.
Yeah.
Should have been quicker. Should have been quicker. But because he had a bit of a slide, I think he lost about a second.
Yeah. I mean, even Max in qualifying, just the car didn't look too comfy like it normally would. I expected Max to be in the fight for Paul. To be honest,
I think he was having problems. He was having problems with the car.
Did George not have his steering problem back again?
Yes.
Yes.
So whatever Gremlin's having fun with his steering column at the minute.
Doesn't matter when he's playing with his column, you're going to set him off.
I think Max was complaining about downshifts.
Well, yeah, he'd had that problem before, though. He's had that problem quite a few times. It's probably something to do with the way they map it.
It was when he was downshifted, especially braking and things like that, he was getting a bit of a jolt.
Losing the comfort shifters, I believe Mercedes call it.
Yeah. So I think that was the issue Max was having. But again, Oscar has something to prove.
Clearly. Right. One of you can lead for the race start then.
For this start, well, I literally joined in. I think it was just at the end of the grid walk, so I didn't think. I know Lando was quite late to the national anthem. And then the start, the real bit to talk about is Max's, gotta admit, nothing to lose, fantastic move. Straight around the outside of Lando, which was fantastic. Great, considering they'd all gone on about how bad that side of the track would be to launch off.
But Lando didn't get a good start, I believe.
No. I think Lando was supposed to be on what they call the dirty side, but because of the Q2, the F2 races that they had, actually didn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Wasn't affecting cars as much as it would at some other tracks. So yeah. But as I said, good stuff from Max.
Great stuff. Exactly what he needed to do, basically.
Yeah.
And then we should point out, I think we sort of glanced over mentioned, but before the whole race weekend, there was a mandated 25 laps per tyre, maximum. Didn't matter which compound you were on, 25 laps.
No.
Now, it's a 57 lap race. So that means, in theory, you need to make 2 pit stops. You know, you're 7, a 25, and a 25. And I'm sure the conspiracy nuts are spinning already, but as would happen on lap 7, Hulkenberg and Gasly, was it?
Yes.
Came together, sending poor Hulkenberg sliding off into the gravel trap and causing a safety car.
And losing a...
Lost the tyre, the wheel.
Lost the wheel.
The tyre was. No,
Lost
the
the-
wheel was still on, he just took the tyre off the wheel.
Lap
But-
7.
Lap 7 literally couldn't have been more perfect if they'd have wrote it.
Yeah.
So then comes what happens, because if you pit then, you're basically locked having to pit again in 25 laps. And
People did.
everybody did, apart from the two McLarens. In what I'm going to call their first fuck up.
See, for me, it was complete up fuck up, and it was a case of, do you actually picture just one of them now?
Anybody with
You'd
any
have
sense
pitted
would split
Oscar.
just do the start. Well, no, not necessarily. No,
Well, Oscar had first priority.
It's correct.
Yeah.
But if he'd have been asked and been told no, the second I saw Max pulling in, I'd have pulled Lando in.
Yeah.
You'd have followed him in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, didn't Lando question it?
I think
Yes,
they
he
both
did.
questioned it towards.
Well, the other thing you've got to look at is obviously that amount of cars that close together on the track. Double stacking.
Some
Who's
did.
going to get caught? Yeah, they all did. Who's going to get caught in traffic?
Well, they
No,
had...
it was the traffic issue. No, the double
Yep.
stacking wasn't as big an issue as the traffic.
It was a traffic.
But
And
Russell
obviously
got...
because they're first on that. Yeah, but because they're first on that. As soon as you go in, they've got to let everybody through first.
No,
Mm.
one or two teams managed to actually feed the cars out into the.
Somebody nearly run somebody over, yeah.
I never actually saw a shot. What did Bear
Oh.
actually hit?
No, Behrman didn't hit anything. This is what I'm still trying to work out. So he got a 10-second stop-go penalty
Yeah.
for an unsafe release.
So,
No, if
only
you saw the offboard
thing-
shot, he ran over something.
yeah.
Yeah,
So what happened is the jack at the back hadn't got fully released
Right.
at this point. And as he'd gone, when he got released, it had gone, but it had, yeah, something had got run over. And then
it was just because he was sat there for so long, and you could see the car wasn't level. Anybody stopped, you could
No.
see it wasn't level.
You could see that the front wheel was off the ground, which means something at the
Yeah.
back was.
And then he nearly ended up, I think it was at an Aston Martin personnel.
No, that wasn't him.
Was it? I thought it was
No,
him.
that wasn't. Oh, no, that wasn't him. Somebody else got penalised. Well, they didn't get penalised for it because they found it no further action. But it was somebody else. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, who's in front of Aston Martin in the pit lane?
Oh, now you're asking a question.
You're asking a question.
Or behind him, sort of thing.
You are asking a question now.
Only way I can work it out. Do you know what I mean?
You'd have to look at last year's championship order.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
But no, I mean it. Well, it's how pit. There's
Oh, it was one of the Mercs.
was it?
It would have been a Merc. It was Kimmy.
Was it? Don't know.
Yes, Mercedes. Well, Mercedes were in front of Aston Martin. Alpine were in front of Haas last year.
Well, Alpine are behind Aston Martin though.
Yeah, but in the way in which their pit work would be, so McLaren would have been at the very front, then Ferrari, then Red Bull, and then Mercedes, and then it was the Aston Martin. So whoever was in the Mercedes almost hit the Aston Martin mechanic or engineer or whoever it was. So it would be Russell Antonelli. I think it was Antonelli.
But yeah, no, it was something to do with the back jack with Behrman.
He never actually saw like an outside shot to figure out what.
No.
What caused it?
Yeah.
I mean, talking about pit stops, 1.81.
Yeah, just when they needed it, they pulled that out of the bag. Sadly, it wasn't going to save them, but.
Just I was quickly trying to run.
Don't run, it's dangerous.
Back through. No, I was trying to run back through the lap by lap. Yeah, it was 41 of 57. Ollie had been given a 10-second time penalty for an unsafe release, but it was not. It was never actually said what that was.
Usual good at giving out information.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was never said why.
I'm just having a quick look at the DHL fastest pit stop results.
Yeah.
And actually, they got down to Qatar, McLaren, with a time of 2.08.
Right.
Now, as far as I'm aware, they actually did a 1.8. Unless I'm mistaken and saw it wrong.
Well, I always.
The screen definitely showed a 1.8.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 2.7.
No.
It was later on.
Yeah, it was, and it was Piastri's second stop, I believe. That was a 1.8.
Yeah.
Huh. Right, okay. So, also forgot that it was Gasly and Hulkenberg.
Gasly and Hulkenberg, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what we said. We said that one earlier.
Yeah. I'm just having a quick flick. You guys keep running this forward a minute, so I'm looking for something.
But yeah, it was a. But that first.
Well, like I said, the thing is,
safety car really did.
McLaren had sort of set themselves on this idea that they could come Max down. They reckon they had the pace to catch him down, despite basically being a pit stop behind. And the trouble is, as soon as Max had his second stop, it was obvious to me anyway that it wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I said, as I said, they should have at least pitted one of them.
Yeah. Should have pitted Lando. But as soon as they saw Max coming in, Lando should have followed him.
Yeah. And that was the thing. And also because they picked up the safety car quite early, by the time they've all pitted, they're not even halfway around. They're only a few corners around the track. So that didn't do them any favours. So they couldn't really come in then. Because the other cars are literally flying right behind them.
Yeah, so obviously the retired Behrman on 41
Yep.
After he'd served his penalties.
Yes.
Why did Hadjar get DNF'd?
He had a puncher right at the very end.
Did he?
Yeah.
Or was
With
that
like 2 laps to go, he had a
lap
full punch.
55?
I'm guessing he just retired the car. Yeah.
Why did Stroll
I
get
don't think he Stroll DNF'd.
Stroll DNF'd?
I never caught that as well, unless that was for the same reason.
That's what's confusing me. That's why, because I don't, because the TV direction yet again was a bit shit. I didn't catch why Hadjar or Stroll got. Should
I knew why Hadjar DNF'd.
I knew why Hadjar did. Yeah, you saw Hadjar with a puncher right at the end.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is so
yeah,
done.
yeah.
He was doing really well. Hadjar was driving quite well, and it's just.
Where's the?
I mean, it's cutting for Ollie Berman. DNF.
Well,
But he just didn't have the best of race. And then obviously with the 10-second stop go.
Oh, Stroll had done 4 pit stops because he got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
oh right.
Yes.
He'd done 4 pit stops. I'm guessing he just decided to pull the car in to save
Mileage
a bit of wear on that engine going into next weekend.
this weekend.
The next weekend, whenever that's going to be, which is this weekend. Yeah. Potato.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, overall, honestly.
I mean, fair play to Colapinto. Starting in the pit lane and finishing 14th.
Yeah.
And ahead of his teammate.
Well, yeah.
I mean, okay, yes, we had the 4 DNS, but that's beside the point. It's still a great result for him.
All I'm going to say is I'm guessing Sparkles is working.
Yeah. And again, Yuki, this must have been something in quality that Yuki didn't like. Because then he obviously finished 10th. He got a point. You know, so he done well to get back up there.
Oh, yeah.
But it was actually, I think Alonso helped. He sort of helped the McLarens out at the beginning.
Yeah, he kept the pack.
Who?
He almost created a gap they could drop into
Alonso.
Alonso.
It was DRS training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which helped McLaren at the beginning.
Mm.
Because it was able, that meant that all those old cars could just pull away and they were fine. But then obviously, safety car, race being a race, safety car comes out. Things happen.
I mean, kind of can't fault. Can't fault Red Bull for that strategy. Of
Red Bull played it beautifully and picked up the fact that McLaren dropped a bollock.
yeah,
It's that simple. McLaren could have had everything tied up. I mean, at the end, they've got the constructors tied up. Maybe they're happy with that. I don't know.
yeah, but
They may be happy, but the drivers aren't.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying it's funny how since they tied that up, things seem to have gone a bit astray, shall we say?
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, okay, fair play to Oscar. He fought back, but
And you can't fault him for that.
no,
You
but
know, he did.
He drove well. It's just he was given an absolute
he was
Yeah.
just
monster
giving shit.
task.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna.
And of all the people to have to do it on, Max Verstappen, the one person who, like I
Yeah.
say, he was there on hard, keeping up with them
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
new tyres. And he was like, as soon as that happens, like, well, no, they're not going to do it. Yes, they might be able to be a little bit quicker than him, but they're not going to gain them more than a second they need.
No.
Combined with, then you're going to have to get past him.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You could see how quick Max was catching Lando on
But
brand new sets of tyres and things like that. And you knew from there that it was going to be Max's race to lose.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
going
it. As Max himself said, McLaren have kept them in the fight.
Yeah.
But, I am going to say it. Fair play to Kimi for keeping Lando behind.
Up until the very end.
Until
Yeah.
Kimi ran wide. He made that slight mistake and ran wide. Which allowed Lando past him. He was keeping Lando at fucking bay. Because even Sainz was getting a little bit worried.
I was going to say, well done to Sainz as well for doing the same, for keeping him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think at one point Sainz was going to do his old trick.
He officially said he wasn't going to now.
Yeah.
There was that rumours, is Sainz going to do the
No.
old trick? Is he going to get let Anthony just get a little bit close and then obviously things happen if, it's Lando right behind him and up he goes.
But that was the thing, I think Sainz was getting a little bit worried.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They were still, even though Kimi was defending, he was still gaining.
And the one thing I actually completely forgot to mention
Was Kimi sort of thinking, let the McLaren through, that could be a career opportunity in the future?
No. Kimi would not have let him through. If Kimi hadn't made that mistake, I think Kimi would have got fourth.
Yeah, I don't think Lando had an answer to him because you could see.
He wasn't catching him. Even with DRS, he didn't catch him.
Mm.
But the one thing I completely forgot to mention, and I can't remember where it happened, was sounds like somebody's getting fired.
Me.
The sticker.
One of that looking.
The sticker on Sainz's tyre.
Tyres, yeah.
Yeah.
Unsafe release. Was it counting unsafe condition, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, but
Well, the thing is,
it's a little bit of bollocks.
It's not like he got left on it. He got it picked it up off the floor or something, didn't it?
On the garage floor.
When you think of stickers on tyres, F1 tyres don't have that sticker on like your road tyres do.
No. But that's a bit... That was just a bit of bollocks, that. Was like, it come off the garage floor. I'm thinking whoever puts them things on them floors probably getting fired. Did you notice how James Bowles was a little bit emotional?
Oh, yeah, he really enjoyed that, doesn't he? I'm also interested to see how he does, because he's racing weekend after next, isn't he?
Yeah.
The GT3 car.
I believe so. Right. Well, I'm going to slightly move it forward and then get your final comments. Overall.
Is this the bit you really, really like looking at next?
This is the bit I probably don't want to look at next.
You know what?
It can't be any worse than last weekend was.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Bollocks.
So, obviously, as you know, we've been doing the F1 Fantasy League all season. And This is going to be quite an interesting read compared to last weekend. Oh dear, last weekend was one to forget. So, obviously in 8th, we have Ryan with 98 points, and it was Bearman and Haas that screwed him a little bit. Then we've got Angela in 7th on 125.
No negatives.
Yeah,
well,
Haas.
Sorry, -5, you're correct.
Then we have Adam in 6th with 181, which was Bearman.
Alan 1 point ahead.
Alan on 182, and it was Bearman again. Yep. Then there's me on 205, which Bearman got me. Logan in 3rd on 207. Ooh, Hulkenberg. And Haas. David in 2nd with 236 with only Hulkenberg.
And then Simon back to his usual place.
In 1st with 247.
He could have actually had more points.
Yeah, he's 2 times in the wrong place, really.
Yeah. He could have had more points. No, he didn't even get hurt by anybody either, did he?
Nope.
No.
Which is why he's now 20 points clear. Less 20 points clear overall.
So overall, we have Angela in 8th with 2,611. Ryan in 7th with 2,832. Adam in 6th with 2,982. David in 5th with 3,102. Logan in 4th with 3,388. Wow, okay. I'm in 3rd with exactly 4,000 points. Christ. Alan has dropped. He's in 2nd with 4,057. And Simon's obviously on top with 4,076. So
it's close.
Yeah.
The problem is,
come down to what happens.
Problem is it down?
Let's be honest, Chris, you could still win it.
Is it just down to them two though?
No, you're still in it. Because I know what chip you still got. I'm not stupid. I know what chip you still got.
He's like, what was fucking doing, the bastard? I know why I'm saving this. I could,
you can win it,
but I'd have to be very careful on team selection.
Well, there's no point saving it any further because you can't use it after next weekend, so you might as well go.
No, what I mean is I have to be very, very critical in driver choice to.
Well, no, you don't, because you've got a limited money.
No. So what I mean is I have to look at who would hurt me, who wouldn't hurt me, and, you know.
You could put Oscar, Lando, Max straight off the bat.
Possibly Russell and Antonelli. Something like that.
Yeah. And
you know, the people who are performing.
McLaren Mercedes. Boom, done.
Or, yeah, I'd be better with Mercedes and then Red Bull. I mean, I don't know. I need to sit and have a think about that one later on to get that locked in.
Well, you've got a few days to figure it out.
I know I do. So, right. Overall thoughts.
What a setup this is for next week, for this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the first time we've had 3 cars still in the running since 2010.
Yeah, because wasn't the 4 drivers back then?
I can't remember the details. I just know it was 2010 was last time it hasn't gone down to a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
Going down to the last race of the season.
Yep.
But yet again, it is because of McLaren's balls ups. They could have had it sewn up.
But this time there's no Michael Massey.
Funny you should say that.
But funny you should say that. David won't be here next weekend because he's flying out. He's flying out to Abu Dhabi because he's been asked to be a race director for the weekend.
Me and Nicholas Latifi are going out there for business I'm not allowed to say.
So Dave, what you want to do is have a look at Chris's team. Right, and then just penalise drivers that he's got in his F1 fantasy team.
Apart from if it'd be the case of David, open your PayPal. There's some money going towards you if you can get Max to win his fifth.
No,
Oh.
it'll be disqualified. This driver, this driver, this driver, this driver, this driver, this driver. Sorted.
Or then
This is where he just does a dead copy. This is where he just does a dead copy of your team just because he thinks I'm doing.
or then you would make it be as an interesting matchup. You would make it between Max and Oscar, not Lando.
Yeah, just hit Lando with about 90-second of penalties.
and the problem is David says, "Oh yeah, he's all for the Brit," but
This is obviously this is a joke because I would never be in that position. So.
I know we are joking around here. Well, so we think.
I'm not.
Oh, we know you're not. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think that. I think the 25 lap tyre rule, I think, kind of buggered it up a bit. I think it spoiled it a
Yeah,
little
but it
bit.
wasn't done for. It wasn't being done so that to make things interesting. It was being done because Pirelli was scared the tyres were going to explode.
Well, yeah, because they had the same issue a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Where it was actually only 19 laps before. Last year was 1 till you want to. Year before they were only allowed to 19 laps.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem. The problem is LaSalle was is a MotoGP track.
Yeah.
It's not a Formula One track. It's a MotoGP track.
But those corners are lovely.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a terrible track. It's not the worst track we race.
It's not a bad track, no, but it just, like I say, that's why Pirelli is shitting themselves, because it's a MotoGP track rather than a certified Formula One track or a certified motor racing track, really. Because motorbike, well, okay, motorbike racing, but
now we all know motorbikes aren't real racing.
no, but you know what I mean. The difference is the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah,
Has
it's a very fast circuit that makes it very difficult.
Mm.
It's very fast in very bad conditions for tires. It can be very hot.
Well, yeah. But yeah, no. Anything you want to add before I round up?
Just like I say,
Timings.
please be here, folks. Same time next week because I'm feeling whichever way it goes, we're going to have some fun and games to discuss.
Might even have a quiz. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah.
See.
You are?
Well, I just have to wait and see.
Tune in to find out, folks.
That's the thing. You could either be congratulating a McLaren driver, or we could be talking about Max's 5th. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? It's going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
So, schedule for Abu Dhabi, UK times. 5th December, practice 1, 9:30 till 10:30 in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Practice.
Won't be watching that.
Nope. Practice 2, 1 o'clock till 2 on the 5th. Might catch that, don't know yet. 6th December,
There you go.
practice 3, 10:30 till 11:30
That's AM, not PM.
AM. Interesting, I'll
Yep.
make a comment about that in a minute. Then qualifying is 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. And then the race is on the 7th at 1 o'clock. Now, little note there just before we finish. Why are they running practice 3 at 10:30, but they are running practice 1 at 9:30?
Could be a number of these. Could be do with other TV programs on or something like that.
Support, right? Well,
Yeah.
there won't be any support races, will there?
No, but they could be do with other sports events. It might not be to do with that. If they know there's another big sports event on, there it could be a clash with. They might choose to move it around slightly.
Hmm.
The only thing I can think of, is there any F2 going on?
Trying to do wonder. Is there any support racing?
I think there's F. I think there is F2.
Just
Don't
having,
hold me on that one.
I'm just
yet.
having a quick look on there. Yes, there is. There is F2.
So, there you go.
F2 is.
So their free practice is on Friday at 11:05 till 11:50.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
their qualifying is 3 till 3:30. Then obviously their
Yeah.
sprint race on the Saturday is 4:15 till 5, and obviously their main race, feature race on the Sunday at 1:15. How can that be?
What?
Hang on. Their track times. That doesn't add up.
I'm not sure.
So I'm looking at these. Their featured race Sunday, 1:15 to 2:15.
Which is the F1 race according to track time would be a 5 p.m.
Race 7th December, 1 o'clock
Right?
for the F1 race.
Eh? Yeah, 1 o'clock. Our time. Track time is 5 o'clock.
Okay. Fair
That's
enough.
what-
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it'd
that's
be 1
what I'm
o'clock for our time zone to watch, but it's 5 p.m. out there when they race.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they give me track times. Why give me track times? I don't want track times. I want my time.
Yeah, I don't get why the F2 do it that way. It's awkward.
Just keep you guessing.
Hmm. Yeah, because if you look at... What time did you
Yes,
say
it's
their
not.
qualifying was?
Friday, 3 till 3:30.
No, their free practice. Yeah,
Their
no,
free
the
practice on the
qualifying session. Free.
Right, so free practice is 11:05 till 11:50.
So that's before.
Qualifying is 3 till 3:30.
Yeah, that's before. Plenty of time.
Then the sprint race is 4:15 till 5 o'clock. And obviously the feature race is 1:15 till 2:15. Obviously that's track time.
Sprint race is a Saturday. Yeah, no, it's clear of everything. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, we're getting sidetracking the ending. But that just Yeah, I don't get why they don't. Why they do it that way. They should do it. They should just do track time, normal times as well, like the F1 do.
Yeah.
They don't. So yeah. Right. Anyways, we're gonna end this one here. So, you know the usual deal, guys. It'll be a 3 p.m. release on a Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts, apart from Apple. Obviously, thank you to Alan and David for being here.
Welcome as
Pleasure as
always.
always.
And we shall see you next week for the last one of this season. So,
Right.
until then,
Adios, amigos.
Later, folks.
goodbye for now.